Hi, Carol.
Hello.
Today I want to talk to you about trading services. If you're a service professional, you provide something of value. You also may be very careful about how you're spending your money and at certain times have some cash flow issues and not have the type of money you want. So you might need a website and you might trade your business coaching for a website developer or a graphic designer or trade with another business coach or something. It's a time-honored tradition. My personal experience has been that generally I feel like I get the short end of the stick. I feel like I know this sounds terrible, and I'll just throw myself under the bus and say that I think mostly the people I've traded with have gotten way more value than I have. And because there's no money transaction, they're not showing up in full and bringing their best. However, recently I traded with a woman and I got as much or more. It's been one of the best things I've ever done because I wouldn't probably have made this monetary investment. But her business is, and what she's working on with me is, and that's been a huge win-win. But what has your experience been with this?
It's so funny. It reminds me of socialism or group projects in school, right? Where you get a bunch of people together, and of course somebody's going to do the heavy lifting, and of course it's going to be you, Catherine, and of course it's going to be me, because that's the role in life. And the expectation is that everybody should give 100% and care, but the reality is that that's not always what happens. And when people aren't incentivized by getting actual cash, they'll just put you to the bottom of the list because they want to take other cash in. Right. So you have to be very, very careful. I would start out really small with testing somebody. Maybe if you're a massage therapist and you want to start with a hairdresser and you trade a massage for a haircut and then see how that goes and expand it from there. Right. But you've got to be really clear on how what the value of the services are, how long it's going to take, and what are the repercussions, because that's the biggest issue, especially with big projects. And I have been burned on this before as well, is that time is money. So you think that you're saving a whole bunch of cash outlay, but the amount of time that it takes ends up erasing all of those benefits. So it ends up being a really bad deal.
The aggravation factor is not small. If you're having to chase somebody down and they're not returning your calls and your blood pressure spiking, that's not a good trade.
No, that is an underrated issue for entrepreneurs. Aggravation has a value, and it's a very high value, and you want to avoid as much of it as possible. So this is very much like a penny wise, pound foolish endeavor. You got to know the person you're trading with. You got to know the value. Start small. Maybe you can expand if you guys work together. But there's a reason why prices work in a system. Right. And actually, we'd be better probably to maybe do a discounted price or some sort of special discount than necessarily just do a straight up trade. Because when you don't have that transaction, you just aren't as important. And no matter what you do, and even if there is that value there, it just doesn't work. And that's why capitalism is so great.
Well, I've also heard people who actually pay each other, even if it's the same dollar amount, and real money transfers. Yep. So that people bring their A game because that transfer happened. So
well, then that's more of a partnership. And like I said, it might be a discounted partnership. Yeah. But and then the other thing too, Catherine, that a lot of people don't remember is that because bartering, the services, or even if it's goods, have value attached to them, you're supposed to be declaring those to the IRS. And I know that people don't, but if you get audited and you get caught, you have to pay tax on that. So that's something that can get you into hot water as well. Even though you don't have the cash exchange, it still has value. It still needs to go on your income statement. And that could end up tripping you up as well. So bartering is not all is necessarily cracked up to be. Enter at your peril.
Better Bartering by Carol and Catherine. I love it.